Coleman, the Up North Picker here. On Black Friday, our local thrift store had advertised that they had just got in a whole pile of like new in the box Legos and other block toys like that. So I went down there because I figured, well, if I can get some Legos new in the box cheap, well, better pick them up. Well, they were priced pretty high. They were priced close to retail, so I didn't get any of those. And so I decided, since I had a little time, there was about an hour left before they were going to close. And so I wandered around the store, and I haven't had a chance, and so I was like, well, I looked at the VHSs and they had them kind of categorized in categories, and so I was like, well, I don't see any horror movies. Well, because you want to look for horror if you're looking for VHS. But second thing you want to look for is like cartoons and kids shows. So what I did find, I'll show you. Yeah, I got these. They're the Ronald McDonald, the Wacky Adventures of Ronald McDonald. I was able to get 4 of them. Now, there's 5 in this set. If I would have got the whole set, I would have been pretty happy. I looked up the comps when I was in the store. I don't usually look up comps in the store, but I don't know, I just felt like doing it that day. And this set is selling for $45 plus shipping if you have all 5. Now, I only have 4, but most likely somebody else is missing a piece of that set too. So I'll probably list them for $10 a piece plus shipping, and hopefully blow them out the door. Paid 50 cents a piece for them. All the VHSs in that store are 50 cents. And so if it looks like there's a market for it, I'll pick it up. And then I was looking in the cartoons, and what I found, Star Wars Ewoks. Now, the Haunted Village. Now, if you've been on this channel for a while, on the channel, the Berserker Media, you know that we have actually put this show up on the Berserker Media channel, because this show is out of print and is not available to buy anywhere. It's not available to stream or buy. So we have put this complete series up on Berserker Media. Now, what does that mean when it comes to this VHS tape? Now, see, it's got a cracked top there, but the tape's good. It means I always I'll look for VHS tapes like this. Same as like Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling, which we have it up on Berserker Media too, because the only way to get a copy of any of it is to find an old VHS tape, because it's completely out of print. It was never made on DVD, so it's certainly not on Blu-ray. It's not available streaming anywhere. It's the only way to get this show is to get it on an old VHS tape. Now, I haven't looked up comps on this, but I'm guessing it'd be similar to like the Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling. So you're looking at 15, I'm guessing $10 to $20 per VHS. Then I found this one, John Lithgow, kid-sized concert, still sealed, completely sealed in package. I looked it up, I think it was like $10, but I'm like, still sealed, I'll grab it for 50 cents, because money's money, right? And VHS tapes, now, they can be shipped media mail, and so you can save money by media mailing. But usually if it's only one, I usually ship first class, because it's going to get there faster than media mail, so you got to figure out your pricing. Then I was wandering around looking a little bit. I find this cool old plate. If you can see it with the glare, but I believe it's Swedish, and it basically says it's Mama's Coffee. Let's see, I wrote it down. Must be Mama's Coffee or something to that effect. These kind of plates, it says on the back, it says Framstad. I don't know if that's the family that owned it or what. These kind of plates are the kind of things that my grandma would have had on her wall when I was a kid. These kind of things are probably, they're here, they're vintage, they're old, wood plate. I don't know what kind of market there is for something like this, but for 50 cents, I thought it was cool, and I'll take a flyer on it. Then I wandered over to the clothes. Well, I found this Looney Tunes tie. For 50 cents, I'll buy it, but as a general rule, don't buy ties unless you really know them or you can get them new. I'm pretty sure that I have like 10 Looney Tunes ties nowadays, And so at some point I'll probably just lot them up, or I'll keep them in case I ever need to wear a tie, I guess. But for the most part, if you're trying to make money, don't buy ties. But when I was looking through the clothes, I was being pretty particular. Because, well, I wasn't looking to just load up, and it wasn't a sale day on the clothes. And so, I think most of the clothes there are like $3 when it's not sale day. And usually sale day is like 25% off. But I really, no, if they have the bag day, then I go, because then you're looking at basically getting everything at around $1 or less. But I picked this up, this hockey jersey for $3. Christian Ice Hockey Camp. Now, I thought it was a pretty cool, I don't know the year on it exactly, but it's a size large. It's got kind of an older tag, and so I'll have to look it up for comps, but I figured for $3, I'm pretty sure I won't lose on that. And then I was looking, and I was being pretty particular, but I find this old vintage Christmas sweatshirt. I mean, these things are embroidered on. They kind of stick out because they're all embroidered. I probably better get this one listed before Christmas, huh, guys? Now, I'm pretty sure this is vintage because, well, it's got an old Jersey's tag, extra large, but made in the USA. So I'll have to do a little studying on that, but I'm pretty sure this is vintage. How much is it worth? I don't know. I would say a minimum 20, but I'll do the looking. And then I was going over towards glassware, but they had some kitchen appliance type stuff, and I find this old Betty Crocker can opener. You just push it, you push it down, and it goes. When I was a kid, my parents and grandparents had these things. Now technically they probably still make these, I don't know, but this is vintage. I'm guessing from the 80s probably. It's Betty Crocker. I looked up the comps on this. It sells for about 20 some bucks. I paid $1. It'd probably go 20 plus shipping. And so now there's other brands of these that do better. And there's the ones that are under the cabinet that actually mount underneath your cabinet or underneath your cupboards. Those go higher. So if you see those, but for $1, and they work, that's $1 into 20 all day. Then I went over to the glassware because I'm always on the lookout for Fire King, Pyrex, and that kind of stuff. And so I started looking, and lo and behold, it was all over the place. Alright, we'll start out with this piece here. Here's Pyrex. It's clear glass. It's like a bowl. I don't know if it's a custard bowl or what exactly they claim it is. And I don't know if you can read the Pyrex on there or whatever. But I will buy Pyrex, Fire King, and some of these all day long. Now, this is clear. It was 50 cents. So at 50 cents, I'll generally buy these, especially the smaller stuff because it's lighter weight to ship. And somebody might be needing this bowl. But it might be a mixing bowl, like a really small one. I think this might be the small size. But when it comes to Pyrex and all that, the clear stuff is the least valuable. But at 50 cents, you're not going to lose. I mean, it's still, it's still a $5, $10, $15, $20 piece. And then basically, oh yeah, because there was two of them, so that's why I bought it, because I can lot these two up probably. They're pretty heavy. If you sold one, yeah, you might get it in first class, but not likely. So most likely, because they were 50 cents each, I got both of them. I think they're mixing bowls or nesting bowls or something. But Pyrex, I probably sell these as a lot for, I'll get 20 bucks, I'm guessing is a lot. I'll have to look them up. But basically, I'll have $1 into two of them, probably turn it into 20 plus shipping. So keep on the lookout for Pyrex. Now, if you can get these kind of things in different color schemes, better. But clear, still Pyrex. Oh yeah. And then I found this little ashtray. Now, I buy ashtrays all the time. This one was actually $2, which is more than I like to pay. But this was an advertising piece. Bert Belteri, Dave Coenzi, City Auto Glass in Sacramento, California. Now, ashtrays, they don't make ashtrays anymore, as far as I know. It's a vintage thing, because basically, well, they outlawed advertising tobacco and the like, and so people in motels and the like, they don't let you smoke in their rooms as a general rule. So there's not really ashtrays anymore. So these old vintage ashtrays, especially advertising pieces, have value. Now I paid $2. Usually I pay 50 cents for these kind of things, but I was just in the buying mood, and so for $2 I picked it up. And then I got into basically the cups. Coffee cup styles. Now, these are Pyrex. You can see. And then when you're coming, these are 50 cents a piece. I got at least 2 of these that are the same pattern. Now, when it comes to like Pyrex cups, because they are pretty hefty, they weigh about a half a pound each. And so, if you only got one, sell it individually, because somebody's always looking to find that one piece they need for their collection. Now, I paid 50 cents a piece for these, and it's hard to say how I'll sell these, because now look at the patterns. Pyrex and all of these is all about the pattern. Now, each pattern will have its own name, and you got to look those names up. They're not that hard to find if you search Pyrex coffee cup milk glass. The white glass, or like white glass like this, is called milk glass. You search Pyrex milk glass, flowers or something like that, you're most likely to find the exact pattern that this is, and then you can basically gauge pricing based on that. But when it comes to these kind of things, conditions, of course, everything, but as a minimum, okay, I pay 50 cents for these, right? Now, I gauge a Pyrex or a Fire King, some Anchor Hocking, some Corel, some Corning, all that, at a minimum about $5 per cup. Now, as long as they're not chipped. Chipping is pretty much throws everything out the window. But as a minimum, cups like these are, in the retail, when you're going to sell them, you're going to get $5. Now, if you sell 10 at a time, you're selling at wholesale then, so you're going to get $2 a piece because you wholesale them. But figure you can get $5 plus shipping for this cup if you sell it individually. Now, if I lot these 2 up, so then I probably list it at $10 plus shipping. The guy will save a little money by buying both, thus he gets to save on the shipping. But as a general rule, I want to get at least 5 for these. Now, but that means I haven't looked this pattern up yet to tell you that this might be a $15 cup. Because when it comes to Pyrex, Fire King, and all this, there are cups that are worth $50 to $100 to a couple $100. Now, the higher ones are generally advertising pieces. That's why you pick up every advertising piece you can find that has Pyrex or Fire King or the like, or Corel or Anchor Hocking, Corning on them. But just these patterns, because people collect these patterns. They own these patterns and they collect them, or they need a new cup or whatever, so they pay up. Now there's 2 of those. Then they had a whole box here. And there was 6 of these in here for $3, so 50 cents a piece. Now these were Corning. Corning is the same company that owns Pyrex. Now, but they make their own ones too, and they'll just say Corning on them. Now, and you got a pattern. You got the flowers. Now, generally, I prefer something to say Pyrex rather than Corning. I would rank it as, if you're looking to rank the best cups, it's Fire King, then it's Pyrex, and then it's Corning and Anchor Hocking, and then Corel. But Corel you gotta watch out with, because they got some new stuff out that's made in China and crap. You make sure that they have USA on the bottom there, because if it's not made in the USA, as a general rule, you're not interested, and I'm not interested. But I got a set of 6 of these. Now, I could sell the whole box of 6. I mean, it's packaged pretty nice, but I would put it in here. But I don't know if I would mail. That's not packaged well enough to mail. That's packaged well enough for me to move it around. But if I sold those 6, I'm likely to get a little less per piece. Now, I only pay 50 cents, So I could probably sell all 6 of those right now. You know, I could list them quick and probably move them for 20 in a heartbeat plus shipping. But if I break that down and sell those at 2 or 3 pieces in a box, I'm going to get a little more for it. And that's how I generally... Now, if I only have 3 of a cup set, or 2, then I'm going to sell it that way. If I only have 1, sell it that way. So you have to kind of look at how you're going to do these. But as a general rule, the more I can get, the better. Because people, a lot of times, they only need 1 piece to complete their collection or whatever, and they'll pay up for the 1. You get more by selling 1. But it's the old, do you want the fast nickel or the slow dime? Alright. Then I found this piece here. It's an advertising piece from 1981. First National Bank of Elbow Lake, Minnesota. Now this is something that just kind of, it's an advertising tile. Now, I paid 50 cents for it. I buy advertising all the time. And especially something that's vintage and old. I mean, if your family owned this bank or you worked at this bank or something like that, or it's in your town, you would buy this in a heartbeat. And for 50 cents, you're not going to lose. I don't know what it's worth. I mean, it's hard to gauge an exact piece, you know, because there might not be another one available. But, I mean, at minimum, it's a $10, $20 piece. You know, I'll gauge it when I look it up. But these kind of things, advertising stuff sells. This is actually a tile. So, I've never bought a tile advertising piece before, but it shouldn't be a problem selling. Now, because it's an individual advertising piece for a certain place, it might take a little longer, but you'll make your money. But I wasn't done when it comes to the coffee cups and that. So I'm digging. Find another one. Another piece of Pyrex. 50 cents. It's a flower pattern, but this one's kind of a grayer pattern. Interesting. But I think I might only have 1 of this cup. And so this I'll probably list at, I'll have to look up prices, but I'll list it individually. And it should do fine. And I found this piece of Fire King. Now Fire King is the top of the line when it comes to coffee cups and the like. Now, as you notice, these flower patterns. There's so many different patterns of this stuff that when you want to sell it, you need to look up the patterns. Now, once again, 50 cents. So I buy it all day, even if I don't know the exact pattern and the value of the exact pattern, because like I said, there's a minimum value of about $5. So if I'm paying 50 cents, that's 10 times your money. Of course, you're going to pay fees and all your sales and all that, but I'll do it all day. So, yeah, here's a couple more Fire King pieces. Nope, these are Pyrex, but they're really similar to that Fire King because... Nope, that was Pyrex. Yeah, this one's the Pyrex. There's more pieces of that Pyrex set. And so I believe I have 3 pieces to go in that Pyrex set. Now, if I own 3 of them, I'll have to put them all together and we'll count them. But if I got 3, then I might sell those all together. Here's another Pyrex 50 center I picked up. Now you see the different pattern. I'm pretty sure that my parents had this pattern when I was a kid, or my grandparents. But around here I'm finding, once I started looking for Pyrex, Fire King is a little more difficult to find. But once I started looking, Pyrex, Fire King, now they still make Pyrex. And they make it mostly for bowls and stuff. But you're looking for the vintage, you'll be able to tell the difference. And then here I found another ashtray. The Desert Inn, Las Vegas. Once again, I'll pick up all the ashtrays in the world. 50 cents. Ashtrays, one of their advertising pieces. I prefer to buy the ones that are advertising. You can buy regular, just an ashtray that's not advertising, and I still will if the price is right. I like to pay 50 cents for this kind of stuff because I know at minimum I'm most likely to turn this for at least $10. I mean, we gotta look up prices on everything and then base it and then go, is that the exact unit? And if I'm the only guy who has this unit, let's gauge what other advertising pieces are paid for or sold for. But this might be 10, this might be 20, it might be more. But 50 cents, I'm into it, and so it'll make me money. Well, then I found this whole set. $1 for the whole set. And these are Corel's. Corel's the same company that owns Pyrex. Well, Corel is actually an underbrand of Corning. So it's similar to Pyrex, it's just an underbrand. And I would consider Corel to be a lower brand in this level. But it's a little lighter weight. But people are still looking for these patterns. And I got 6 of them here for $1. And so, cha-ching, right? Even if those are worth $5 a piece, that's a $30 set minimum. And so, for $1 all day. Another piece of Pyrex, 50 cents. Just keep racking them up. Now that I told you I only like to buy Pyrex and all that, and then I see this cup for 50 cents. It's like Queen Elizabeth II's Diamond Jubilee 2012. It's just it's commemorates. It's not what I would normally buy. But for 50 cents, I decided that there might be a collector out there that'll pay me $10 for this or something. I don't know what just a cup like this is worth, because it's worth what's on here, not worth the manufacturer. And so it's going to be kind of up in the air on this. So we'll see. But for 50 cents, I'm willing to take the risk. So talking about that, I find this old Vikings cup, and if you look at this, you can be pretty sure that this is reasonably old because it's not a newer Viking pattern. And on the bottom, it says Team NFL, Cleveland, Ohio, Custom Edge Inc. Now, once again, I actually paid 75 cents for this one because it's a Vikings cup and I'm from Minnesota. But I figured there's no way I can't get at least a 70, This is a heavier cup. It probably one cup shipped first class. But somebody will pay me $5, $10 for this cup, I'm sure. Once again, a no name, but it's official Vikings, so it might sell. Oh yeah, Elvis. So I was really in a coffee cup mood. 50 cents for Elvis. I'm like, well. And it's basically made in China. Not what I normally buy, but it's Elvis. And so I throw $10 on there and I'm pretty sure somebody will buy it. And then I found this cup. It's vintage Americana coffee cup. It's made in the USA. It's the only reason I bought it. Paid 50 cents for this one too. But it's vitrified Jack Tan, Jackson, China, made in the USA. Now, this is the first time I ever bought a piece of this company. So I am going to do some research to figure out if it has any value, but it's made in the USA, it's heavy, it's thick, it's a good quality coffee cup. It's got this brown pattern. Somebody is probably going to be looking for this piece. Now, at worst part, it's a $5 cup, right? 50 cents, boys. And so, they're made in America, and I could tell which brand, because I've been seeing a lot of stuff lately. I see some that just have USA on the bottom, and they're just a plain coffee cup. And I don't think there's any money there because, well, one, you can't tell the brand. Brand recognition and name and pattern and all that matter. So you need to be able to tell the brand. Now, on all of these kind of cups, there are advertising pieces and the like are what you're looking for the most. But all of these patterns, so the prettier, the better, right? But some patterns are just more collected. They're older. They're whatever. Now, but remember your brands. You want your Fire King, your Anchor Hocking, your Pyrex, your Corel, your Corning. All these. Alright. I think that's everything I got for you today. That was this trip. This was Black Friday's trip to the thrift store. I bought a lot of coffee cups, I guess. But should do pretty well on it. Oh yeah, when I left the thrift store, I went over to Walmart and thought maybe I could do a little retail arbitrage. I'll tell you, the best deal there was like $13 for Wrangler jeans. Well, you ain't gonna make no money there. I looked at some toys and stuff, but I think they're just selling everything online because there was basically no deals at my local Walmart, which is fine. I don't need to go Black Friday shopping at local Walmart anyway. Alright guys, if you like this video, if you learned anything, please give it a like, and if you're not subscribed to this channel, please. And I'll be back with probably another video tomorrow. I have quite a few videos that are basically ready to go, well, that I gotta shoot, but I've been loading up, guys, and so because shutdown's coming, and so I've been hitting the thrift stores and the auctions pretty hard, and I got quite a few things that I want to show you that I picked up lately, and so there'll be quite a few videos. I even got some of those books up that book haul listed last night, so hopefully I can get all those listed in the next day or two too. So get to listing and get to picking up supplies because they're going to shut us down. Alright, it's Coleman, the Up North Picker, out.